Today's AskReddit post: what non-sexual fantasies do you have? Oh boy, this is gonna be a good one. Let's get started. Building a small machine shop in my backyard. Mill, lathe, welders, and an abundance of random steel I'll never get rid of. OMG. Marry me. He will forge the rings from a bike to flex on Swarovski. That actually sounds really nice. Disposable income. Deleted. Oh, I felt this. We get down on ourselves a lot watching our friends run around doing stuff, but we have zero debt, except our mortgage. And I know they are drowning in loans and credit cards. Turns out my husband's death was a terrible accounting mistake by the hospital, and he just comes home one day after his amnesia clears. Mine too. Maybe they're having a beer somewhere. I'm sure they're having the best beer in the universe. Red Heart. I think we all know the best beer in the universe is actually the Pan-Galactic Gargle Blaster. To all the frauds we've lost along the way, beer mug. Red Heart. I swear I was about to say this. Buying a house. In this economy, during a pandemic, in 2020, on my income. A bathtub that is deep enough the water covers my boobs and me knees, and is long enough I can lay flat on the bottom. I was staying in corporate housing for a while, and the apartment I was in had a bathtub big enough that I could lie flat on my back without bending my knees. I'm 6 feet 2 inches. I took a bath every goddamn day. Where did you happen to get the make? I didn't. Sorry. It was in the Marquee Oaks apartment complex in Grapevine, Texas. The place I'm currently buying has a pretty big tub too. If it's big enough for me, I'll PM you the make. You're awesome. My husband is 6 feet 5 inches. He will appreciate you too. Right now it's just loading my truck up and disappearing into the woods for a week. I don't have a truck, but that sounds like fun. Hell, y'all can join me. No thanks. I'm sure next week you will be using SCP-180 after a random stranger takes a trip with you into the woods. The Hat. I'm a homeowner, 20+ acres, with a running creek on the property. My family has everything they need for a happy, stable life. No debt, with disposable income. As a family we watch the sun rise and set together. We talk openly about our emotions in a healthy manner, and help each other with our struggles. My children marry good partners. Perhaps one of them provides me with a grandchild. But they are all happy and well taken care of. My wife and I live out our golden years traveling and spending time with family. We die peacefully in our bed asleep together. Strolling into the Vatican archives whenever I please to read whatever I want. You interested in manuscripts? Yes. Totally into source documents of any time that give glimpses into our actual history. You'll be amazed at what local universities have on private display. Call them up and ask for a tour. Most librarians are happy to chat about their collections. This is actually a cool idea, and I might have to do it sometime. Especially since I just started college, it might be a bit easier with my student status. Savings. No debt. Being able to retire one day. From what job? Oh. Also the fantasy that I'll make a wage commensurate with what I actually contribute to the company I work for. Paid equal value to your labor? Sounds like you hate America. Communist. Being able to lose weight without even trying. Hell, I'd take being able to lose weight when I am trying. 8 hours of sleep. Reading this when my alarm is set for 4 hours from now and I feel so called out. Been alternating between staring at the ceiling and my phone for the past 3 hours. Edit. OMG, this blew up. I fell asleep with 5 hours left but somehow did manage to get up. Yay, I'm dead now. Thanks for all the good mornings. Made me smile. And as for the advice, I know it's well meant, but insomnia is a real problem and I think I'd know what works for me and what doesn't. Hey, wake up. It's been 4 hours, but felt like 10 minutes. I wish I was kidding. Same here. Having a home theater. The kind that actually look like mini movie theaters, and are only found in multi-million-dollar homes. For some reason, I think about it a lot. It would just be sick to invite loved ones over to watch our favorite movies and fool around as if we were in an actual theater. Edit. Lots of people have told me it's attainable and not that expensive to have one. So thanks. Now that I have that info, I rather hear your personal experiences or something. I'm in, if you ever get one. Actually having my life together. I'm a ducking mess. All grown-ups are just pretending to have their life together. It took me quite a while to figure this out. You'll eventually get good at pretending this as well. I'm a psychologist and I can tell you that a lot of people have their lives together. The trick is to believe you are worthy of love and acceptance, just the way you are now. It's unbelievably powerful. Thank you. This nobody has their life together is some self-defeatist propaganda to make some people feel better about their failures or lack of direction. It's the same jealousy defense mechanism as money talks. Wealthy whispers, intelligent people are humble, or rich people are unhappy. No, you just met an unhappy person who happens to be rich. You met a humble person who happens to be intelligent. You can also meet plenty of arrogant people who also happen to be intelligent. But that's harder on the ego for people to admit, so they resort to saying that arrogant person isn't really that smart. Holding hands and cuddling with someone. This hits me in the feels. Sending virtual cuddles. Sometimes when I'm out in the woods I'm really tempted to get as lost as I can. Or when I'm driving to just keep going. Not because I hate my life, but because if I could start over somewhere where no one knew me I would. Edit. To everyone saying to do it. I have been planning my move quite a while now. Edit 2. I'm not going through a crisis where I hate myself, and though I appreciate the concern, it's just not needed. I am very much a person who likes my own company. Wife worked with a guy who missed the exit to the job and kept going. Drive about 2 hours. Checked into a hotel and slept for like 2 days. Told his wife, but the job lost their minds. Came back, quit engineering and sold suits for a year or so. Ex-boss would come in and try to get him back. Took 3 or so hires to replace him. Whenever I think about that, it is time for a new job. I desperately want to have a family and have all my childhood's friends be their uncles and aunties. Just as in the same city or town. I am an immigrant to the UK from Hong Kong, and even though English is my first language, all my friends are spread over 3 continents and I worry that my children will not understand my culture. I do not want to be that weird dad and I miss my friends. Hope everything works out well for you. It will be. I am just sad that we will never go back to Hong Kong. Why do that when you can be safe in the West? Honestly, it must suck being somebody from Hong Kong. You're basically faced with the choice of fighting a lost battle with a world superpower or leaving behind everything and everyone you know. We have known this for decades. There is a reason why London, Toronto, Vancouver, LA, San Francisco or anywhere in the West is full of us. We wanted different passports. The poorer people set up restaurants, the wealthier ones had larger businesses and better jobs, but when the wealthy got passports they came back to HK. That coming back is over. I am upper middle class. So the upset is mainly that we thought we had more time and from Deng we thought it was going to get more liberal. That didn't happen. None of us are gonna go back. Someone hugging me. I'm in the same boat. Just want some comfort. But I'm a guy so society says no. Sending virtual hugs your way. Fuck society. Find someone who'll give you a nice hug, man. My male friends conform to society's expectations. I don't have any female friends that would be this comfortable with me. Fuck all that real man bullshit. Just teaches guys to bottle up emotions and become assholes. I'll give anyone a hug that needs one. Even my brothers. Edit. You all are beautiful people. I hope that anyone who needs a hug right now gets one. Have that perfect day by doing a bunch of different things with someone I can connect with on a deep level. I have a couple of friends. They're in a relationship together, with whom I've had experiences like this. We went to Vegas on the 4th of July. We went to the Santa Monica Pier and hung out on the beach all day earlier this month. We're trying to plan a trip somewhere fun once this pandemic dies down. Maybe Miami? We're not wealthy people. I'm 30. My buddy is 23 and his girlfriend is 21. They both interact with me like I'm their cool older brother or something. It feels nice. I haven't had a connection like this with people my age at all. My ex used to get pissed that I was hanging out with two people 7-9 years younger than me. She just doesn't understand. I hope you and everyone who upvoted and commented under you experience this with some cool ass people someday. Best of luck. Hey, it's completely normal to have that age gap in all sorts of relationships. Especially past 20. My best friend is 30. His girlfriend is 36. I'm 24 and my girlfriend is 20. Pre-COVID we used to hang out all time. Pause the time and have few hours more for my job. Assignment. Sleep etc. We all need a click remote with a pause button. Nothing else. Just the pause. Please. I've had quite a few Zoom meetings recently where fast forward would be a treat. The one advantage of having a toddler, when the meeting gets dull, I just say sorry guys. Need to drop off. Everyone assumes I'm tending to my kid. Maybe your colleagues just accept you don't bring much to the table. Having a super charismatic personality edit. Wow, this blew up. Thanks for the awards. I am like most redditors. It would be cool to have one but it is not my goal. I might work on my social life though, so thanks for the advices and the stories. For some that may be a talent, but it can also be cultivated as a skill. Practice and reflect. Meet new people a lot, and you will, very slowly, become better at meeting new people. I did it. I spent hours on dating apps until I could consistently get women to go out with me. Then I went on dozens of dates before I could get dates to go well. All of that is easier said than done, but I strongly recommend it. It's the only way to overcome loneliness, and in the end, being rejected and hurt several dozens of times, but then finding someone amazing who is just as amazed by you lets you forget all the pain and is so worth it. It takes courage to jump in the water, but leading an unhappy life is much worse than being rejected. Even if at the beginning it feels like your life is even more miserable. There are the strangest couples. If they manage to find each other, you can do it too. The only way to overcome loneliness is to not feel lonely if you are alone, and realizing that you can still feel lonely even in a crowd. It's only an unhappy life if you need another person to be complete. Being able to fly, not in a plane. Just me. I don't even care about flying, but I imagine having wings all the time. Ugh, same. When I was a kid I was obsessed with all the Maximum Ride books because I wanted wings like the kids in that series. I used to think when I grew up if get tattoos on my back, but thankfully I grew out of that desire, lol. Still want wings though. Also used to wish dragons were real. A day where I don't have to do anything. No laundry, no work. Don't have to mow the yard or do dishes, etc. Food will be delivered. I can just lay on the couch, browse Reddit and Twitter, and just enjoy the silence. A beautiful garden. Growing my own fruit and veg. Keeping chickens for eggs and being as self-sustainable as possible. Being able to walk from my doorstep to the beach to watch the sunset with someone I love. Just nature and peace tbh. Edit. It's awesome to see so many people share this dream and so many people are living this life. Gives me a lot of hope. Red heart. Yep, a simple mountain cabin retirement. My wife and dog is my dream at this point. I wake up every morning to a fresh cup of coffee out on the front porch, gazing out at the mountains, listening to the birds and enjoying the crisp morning breeze. Maybe I grab a book, simple browse Reddit, listen to a podcast, play a simple card game with my wife. Late morning I go on a beautiful hike on a trail I've hiked hundreds of times. Maybe 3-5 miles long. My dog is well trained and not leashed, common in mountain towns, and always joins the wife, and I occasionally we branch out and do full day long monster hikes. In the afternoon I get home and relax. Maybe play some games with some friends online. In the evening my go-to activities are between watching baseball TV with wife or sitting in the hot tub enjoying the night stars with her. We occasionally share a joint and just blissfully relax. I completely blast the AC at night if needed and have a deep strong sleep, and then we do it again the next day. Gosh, it sounds beautiful. A TV with time travel capabilities. For example, I'd like to go 20 years into the future and watch the Super Bowl with no knowledge of what happened in between the present and that game. I just think it'd be cool to have my mind blown by everything that has changed. Sounds cool. My book, it's a fantasy I'm writing, should be out before Winds of Winter, maybe. I'm a writer too. What's your book about? First, what's your story about? Mine's a cliché story about a naive, but intelligent, young girl who meets a boy, loses everything, goes after the culprit only to get betrayed at the end by her mentor and lover. No gods, no religion, but the planet has 13 moons and is post-apocalyptic. There's a coup and a war and she gets godlike powers. It's seasoned with a bit of satire and calling out at dumb clichés, like how the main character knows she is gorgeous but has crippling anxiety and hates the attention. I started writing it because I'm sick of all these cookie cutter stories. Same formula, same story, only to realize I'm falling into the same trap. Still, I have a few tricks up my sleeves. Google Zoo hypothesis for hints. I'm working on 2 short stories at the moment. I don't have the energy or the skills to write books. First is your typical treasure hunter novel, but instead of a group of adults, it's a grandma and her grandson. Second is an alternate universe where every time you lie it shows up as a scar on your body. We follow the protagonist from secondary school as he tries to navigate the morality of this, as well as love, lot and mental health struggles. Those both sound really fun. A lot more original than what I'm writing. A beautiful sunlit art studio and someone to be creative in it with. This is my dream too. I'm a stained glass artist and would love to share space with another artist of any kind. Holding hands. It says non-sexual fantasies, you sicko. Yeah, what a degenerate ass. Spooning and cuddling. Guys need love too. I hate that men are so touch starved. At the same time I feel awkward going up to my guy friends, I'm a girl, and just hugging them. Maybe everyone is just afraid to bring it up and you could try asking some of your friends for a hug. IDK. I'm not a dude so I don't know what experiences you've had. Regardless, sending you virtual hugs dude. So the issue is with your bros, you gotta both be on the page to go for it. With girls, from my perspective, they don't want to lead me on, so they don't hit me with that affection. And if we ask then we're the what about my hug guy. Sometimes, you just gotta be that guy, though, like after this is over and we can hug again. Or when you see all your friends hug each other and it makes you feel like you're seen as less of a friend. Incoming friend hug, do you accept? Some people are totally huggers and you can be that guy, but if someone says no then oblige and you're not that guy. Have the money to be happy. Want a bunny? Sure, just gotta buy one. A big dog that needs plenty of room and room. Heard there was some land for sale over that a ways. Delicious food? Absolutely, here's your check. Disposable income? Nico Hulkenberg winning an F1 race. He said non-sexual. Happy cake day equals. Thanks. I frequently fantasize about time travel. I legitimately have an obsession with the concepts of time travel and time travel in fiction. I have a system in my head that I've never shared with anybody, so that if I ever need to converse with my past self we will both know what to say so that he believes me and that it's not a prank. I frequently fantasize about interrupting the moment my parents meet. My dad picks my mom up in his taxi cab. He didn't treat her great. They stayed together for too long just because they had me. I'm emotionally stunted and broken because of things he did. I frequently dream about blocking their meat so that my mum could maybe have a better life. If you block their meat, wouldn't you create a paradox? Yes and no. But that really depends on which philosophy of time travel you follow. Or rather, which philosophy of time travel is real. If we live in a deterministic universe, then no, I wouldn't be able to block them from meeting. And if I attempted to anyway, I would fail and all of my actions would have already happened originally. So if I interacted with my dad, that always happened. It could be that my involvement is what actually causes them to meet in the first place. But we might not live in a deterministic universe. It might be that as soon as I time travel back to the 80s, a new timeline is spun off from the 80s. A timeline in which I suddenly appear in the 80s and everything that happens after that is free game. So I could puncture my dad's taxi that day so that he can't work and pick up my mum. I would never be born. But that doesn't matter because I'm from a different timeline. My mum can hopefully lead a happier life and I'll just put all my money in Microsoft and Google stocks and live my best life. If Trunks went back in time and destroyed the androids before Dr. Giro activated them, it would help that timeline but not the future. Bro, you actually watched the whole video. I'd give you a high five if I was a human. Make sure to click the like button and subscribe for more great content. See you next time.